Right, hello again, Fleet Commanders. Tiberius back here with another quick video for you. Today I want to talk about one of the questions that I see people asking the most. I haven't really seen a whole lot of coverage about this topic yet, and that is the particular research and the mission tree located around the warp particle, and just how misleading the description of the item actually is, and how it gives players in level 38, level 39 range false expectations in semi-typical Scopely fashion. So, for those of you in the late 30s ops range, you probably are getting excited about a wonderful research here in the Galaxy tab. Let's go over and find it here. It's right around here. Enhanced warp cores. And this particular research consume a warp particle to increase the warp range of all ships. You first get it in each level you get it. It increases everything by 5. You can upgrade it 5 times. The very first mission you will look at here will tell you what the ops and stuff requirements are, and it says that you need R&D level 40 and you need 1 warp particle. And you're asking yourselves, well, where do I get the warp particle? I only need R&D to warp, to be at level 40, so it's probably something I get right around then. And if you Google the information or look it up on Reddit or whatnot to try and find out anything about the warp particle, you'll find out that it comes from a mission chain that starts when you move into deep space. So you unlock deep space at 38, finish up some missions there. You start looking at this. All right, great. I want to get to 40 as quickly as I can because warp range plus 5 is a very huge upgrade. You've just got into deep space. You're looking around, and you probably have a tier 5, tier 6, uh, G3 epic ship for the most part. You've got an Enterprise or an Augur or whatever, and those are going to be at warp 60 for the most part in that range. Maybe you've tiered it up just one more and you're at 65 with it, but that's probably where you're at. If you happen to already, you're at 39 maybe already, and you're looking to push to 40, but you've already got your jellyfish taken care of, you got a little bit more range there. But if you're looking at those entry level deep space faction systems and thinking about where can I move to, hang on one second here. There we go. So you have to, you get your first taste of deep space. You're starting to look into here, maybe do some faction missions, and these are warp 64, 65. Then these get into 70 and 70. You have to get up to 75 to move to the next hub if you want to move your base to this next hub. You can use a Franklin, of course, to get out here, the Franklin A, and then move around from there. But that's kind of where you are at. Then you got to move your base every day. So when you're faction grinding and you're getting your rep up, and now you got to kill 42s, 43s to complete your daily quests, you kind of need to be able to get into these systems to start finding those. Depending on what faction you have and how the game works for you, because there are different glitches, you might be able to complete them in Tygo Core or Ursa. If you're trying to kill Klingons to complete them, I know in my personal experience, I found that when both my Romulan and Federation reps required me to kill 41s, 42s, or 43s, I would get credit for one of them by doing stuff in Tygo Core or killing the 41s in Ursva, but not both. So it would complete one of my dailies, but not the other one. Some people have said that it completes both for them. Some people say it doesn't work for any of them. So obviously the glitch is a little different for each player, depending on how it happens to work for you. Also, if you are going Klingon as your primary rep, then you wouldn't kill Klingons. You'd have to go kill other stuff. So that wouldn't be an option for you either. So you're excited. You're looking at this mission chain, and you're thinking to yourself, I just have to get Ops 40, I'll do the research, and then I'll do the mission chain, and then I'll get my warp particle. Well, as you're going to see here, as we pull this over, This is the mission that grants you the warp particle. It's called Angel in Disguise. Gets you rewards, 9 million titanium, 1 warp particle. Warp required for completion is warp 80. You can do it with the Franklin A, possibly with, you may have a jellyfish that may also get you to warp 80. Because the final mission point requires you to kill an explorer that's just under 2 million strength. Not terrible. Uh, Certainly doable. It's tough to do with the Franklin, but you can do it. Um, and it's done in the Mina system, is where you have to go in Vola. So if we go back in game real quick here, those guys are out here. Mina's around here somewhere. There's Mina. And then Vola, where you have to go afterwards, I think is over here, maybe? Maybe not. Maybe it's one of these. All right. I should have planned this out a little better. I apologize. But Vola's... I have to go look it up, aren't I? All right. Let's go to our Galaxy tab, search coordinates. Vola. Oh, Vola's the one of the Romulan. Okay, so Vola's in the Romulan hub. And this will require warp 70 to get to. But some of the other missions along the way, we'll go back to the mission chain here. Some of these other systems will require a little bit more warp range. Required warp for completion is warp 80. But here's where the game becomes misleading, because as you start looking through this mission tree and what you have to do, all right, I got to finish this tables in turn to get Angel in Disguise. I got to do Reality Sinks In. I have to do Operations 42. Wait a minute, but I thought the thing said I only need R&D level 40 in order to complete the mission chain, or to get the warp particle. But part of the mission to get it is to upgrade to Ops 42, and that is where the deception comes in. Sets the wrong expectations for so many players in that level 38 to 40 range. They kind of run a rush through a little bit at the end of that 38, 39 to get to 40, get that R&D upgraded, so they can get to this, get that warp particle, and really start stretching their limits in the game, and then run into this little, oh yeah, great, because you can get the mission and you start it, this stuff back here. There's a few things. Yeah, Ops 41 is another one too. So you're coming into stuff, you do your dark space, you start doing the singularity loop, the cycle, some of these other missions here. It's a longer chain. You're kind of moving around a lot of the deep space systems, exploring things. Ops 41 is a mid-range requirement. Then you have to do some more missions, 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 more missions, and then do Ops 42, and then 2, 3 more missions before you finally get to Angel in Disguise, which is the one you were waiting for. So a little bit of a deceptive labeling or unclear labeling on Scopely's part. That kind of gets you all worked up and excited, and then you kind of find out you can't get the thing that you wanted. So what are your choices then? Well, I guess you'll just have to keep pushing. And then you'll probably want to push faster, and then you'll probably want to buy some packs in the game to help speed along your ops upgrade. I will say that when you hit Ops 42 and you get your wrong tab, you do your research, you get your R&D up to 42 as well, while you're working on the rest of the events, the missions in that chain. That when you finish the first part, you can then also do the second research level as well. So you finish part 1, you get your 5 upgrade, you cash in your warp particle. Stage 2 does not require a warp particle. So you get 5 more boost to warp speed for doing that. And it looks like the requirements to get to tier 3 of this just require R&D level 44, but don't require another warp particle. So that's going to get me 5 more warp speed or warp range as well. So I did want to do a brief video, kind of touch on that. I see a lot of people asking in the Discord channels, on the um, Reddit threads and things like, where do I get this warp particle? Where do I start this angel in disguise mission that I've heard about? What is really involved for doing it? So I wanted to do a quick video and kind of share with everybody what that process is really going to be like for you, and how you should sort of temper your expectations. Because when you look at this in your Galaxy Research tab and you just see R&D level 40, one warp particle, you kind of start thinking this is something you're going to be able to complete at Ops 40, maybe 41. Maybe they teased you a little bit with the R&D to 40, may make you push the Ops one more level after that, but that is incorrect, and it actually does require you to go all the way to 42 in order to start reaping the benefits of it. Uh, so that's it. That's all I want to talk about today. Again, like I said, I see a lot of people asking about it, so just wanted to do a quick video. Hopefully you learned something here. You can pace yourself, set the right expectations, um, focus a little more maybe on that jellyfish, because you're not going to be able to get a ship with higher warp range until you get to 42, or maybe you just plan your budget a little better and think about what you're going to have to spend to make that big of a jump if you're into buying packs and things like that in the game to get resources. That it's not going to be uh, quite as easy. And maybe you want to do things a little differently, maybe stay at 38, 39 and not spend and just sort of let the game progress naturally, or recognize that you are going to have to make a bigger jump if you do invest, rather than, start investing, get to 40, and then realize, oh no, I'm not there yet. And then you have to spend even more after that. So hopefully you guys learn something about this whole process, take something useful away from it, and that's all I want to talk about today. So thank you guys for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you around the galaxy.